Good morning, Year 1. For today's maths lesson, you are learning to compare numbers within 50. We'll begin with our anchor, and the question says, choose two numbers from the grid and write them in the comparison statements below. So you're choosing two numbers from this grid to complete each statement. And with the first one, we have got the less than symbol here, so the number on this side must be less than the number on this side. And for the second one, this is the greater than symbol, so the number on this side should be greater than the number on this side. And there is a prompt up here just to remind you which one is which. So pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so there are lots of different answers you could have had for these, so I'll just give you a couple of examples. For this first one, the number on this side must be less than the number on this side. So we could have the number 5 here and the number 35 here, because 5 is less than 35. And on the second example, this number must be greater than this number. So I could have 48 on this side and 9 on this side. Remember, the crocodile always eats the bigger number. And when we are comparing numbers, we could be using some of this vocabulary. So we might be using the words less than, equal to, or greater than. And another way of saying greater than is to say more than. And here we're going to be comparing some base 10 using the vocabulary greater than and more than. So if we have a look at the base 10 on this side first of all, we've got 2 stacks of 10, which is 20 altogether, and then 5 ones. So this base 10 is representing the number 25. And on this side we have got 2 stacks of 10, which is 20, and then there are 4 ones. So these are representing 24. And then we can compare the two numbers. And this side has got an extra 1 than this side. So we know that 25 is greater than 24. And another way of saying this is to say 25 is more than 24. And here we're going to be comparing these base 10. So you need to work out what number this base 10 represents, and then work out what number these represent, and then you are comparing them. So is this side less than, equal to, or greater than this side? When you've completed this question, have a go at the one below, and again you are comparing the two sides. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so starting here then, we've got 3 10s, which is 30, and then we have got 6 ones. So this base 10 represents the number 36. And on this side, there are 2 10s, which is 20, and 6 ones. So this represents 26. And if we compare 36 and 26, we know that 36 is greater than 26, and that is because it has got 1 extra 10. And then moving on to the second question, on this side here we have got 1 10 and 2 ones, which is 12. And on this side there are 12 ones. So actually, each side is exactly the same. So 12 is equal to 12. The only difference is that on this side, the ones have been arranged into a stack of 10. And then we've got a couple more questions for you to try. So once again, you're comparing each side and using the words in the word bank to complete the sentences. So pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so on this side here, we've got 4 10s and 6 1s, which is 46. And on the other side, there are 4 10s and 8 1s, which is 48. And if we compare 46 and 48, we can say that 46 is less than 48 because it has 2 less ones, or 2 fewer ones. Okay, and then if we move on to the second question, there is 1 stack of 10 and 3 ones, which is 13. And on the other side, we have got 12 ones. And if we compare 13 and 12, we can say that 13 is greater than 12. And now we're going to be comparing these numbers using the words less than, more than, and equal to. We can use a number square to help us when we are comparing. So here we've got some sentences which are incomplete, and we need to complete them by filling in the correct words. So we need to decide for the first one if 33 is less than, more than, or equal to 35. So if we find 33 on the number square and then find 35, we can see that 33 is less than 35. Okay, and then for the second one, we're comparing 13 and 11. So if we start off by finding 13 on the number square, and then 11. So is 13 less than, more than, or equal to 11? Well, we can see that it is more than. Okay, and then we are comparing 29 and 19. So is 29 less than, more than, or equal to 19? We can see that 29 is 10 more than 19, so it is more than. And then finally, we are comparing 14 and 41. So 14 is here and 41 is here. So is 14 less than, more than, or equal to 41? Well, we can see that it is less than. This time you're going to have a go, so you are comparing these numbers here, and this is a little bit more tricky this time because you have got numbers written as words thrown in there as well. So pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so 26 is less than 27. 50 is more than 15. Remember 15 is a 1 and a 5. 50 is here, 5 and a 0. 13 is less than 30 because 13 is a 1 and a 3. And 42 is more than 24. Now this time we have got some some word sentences, and some of the numbers are described in a partitioned way. So here 15 is something, so is it less than, equal to or greater than 5 tens and 0 ones? So if you think back to when we did partitioning, 5 tens and 0 ones is 50. So these are quite tricky. 4 tens and 6 ones. So think about how many tens you have got and how many ones. What number is that? And then you are comparing that number to 49 and so on. So pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so the first one, 15, is less than 5 tens and 0 ones, because 5 tens and 0 ones is 50. 4 tens and 6 ones is 46, and that is less than 49. 22 is more than 1 10 and 2 ones. 1 10 and 2 ones is 12. So 22 is more than 12. And 10 add 9, which is 19, is equal to 19. This time we need to match the numbers to each child's statement. So Simon says 27 is more than something, and Kaya says 40 is less than something. We need to use these digit cards to decide which one goes where. Okay, so 27, is that more than 48 or 19? Well, we know that it's more than 19. And 40 is less than 48. Sophie is marking her friend's work. Spot and correct any mistakes. So for A, she has written 48 is greater than 32. And that is correct, so we don't need to change that one. For question B, she has written 14 is less than 13. Now we know that there is a mistake because 14 is greater than 13. Okay, so she's drawn her symbol the wrong way round. For question C, she has written 50 is greater than 30. That is correct, so we don't need to change that one. And for D, she has written 44 is less than 43. And here she has used the wrong symbol again because 44 is greater than or more than 43. So she should have used this symbol. And here Kai is using a number track to compare two numbers. He says 41 is more than 43. Is he correct? Explain your answer. Okay, so he's saying 41 is more than 43. So if we look at the number track, we can see that 43 is a greater number than 41 because we are counting on to get to 43. So what we can say in our answer is Kai is incorrect because 41 is less than 43. And then we could write 43 is greater than 41. Okay, so here are your silver questions for today. For question 1, you need to tick the number sentences that are true. So there are some different number sentences comparing numbers in different ways. You're ticking the ones that are true. And for question 2, you are writing the missing phrase in each sentence. So you're deciding if the numbers are greater than, less than, or equal to these numbers. And for question 3, you are using the less than and greater than and equal to symbols to complete these problems. And for question 4, you can write numbers or draw objects in each side to complete the table. For gold, you have got some reasoning and problem solving questions. And for platinum, you have got some more challenging reasoning and problem solving questions.